Incredible. I still sort of can't quite believe what we've seen in the last, well, I'd say 3 weeks. To get through 10 matches, didn't lose a set. In fact, the toughest set that she played was in the second round of qualifying for Emma. And then any time that she's had her back against the wall, which when you look at the scoreline, even last night, you think 6-4, 6-3, oh, that was a comfortable win. There were difficult moments when she was a breakdown in the second set, when she was trying to clinch victory. It's never going to be that simple when you're trying to win a Grand Slam for the first time. She had championship points. She was serving for the match. She had that injury timeout. But all these things we can see from Emma, how composed she is. She just presses the reset button and she shows great courage. And we look at Emma's game, the foundations are there. Technically, she's brilliant. She's got a God-given talent. Physically, I think she's absolutely magnificent. She moves so well around the court. She's very, very balanced. And all these things, of course, is natural, but she's worked very hard with it. But you don't get success with just those types of attributes. You've got to have it mentally. And that's what separates the very good players from the champions. And for me, that was what's really stood out time and time again. And then now, of course, moving forward, it's got to be smart in terms of your schedule. If she's ready to play her next event, great. If she isn't, don't play, because the last thing you want to do is turn up when you're not ready, because her life is going to change overnight. She's going to be in demand. Enjoy that success, but never forget what she is, and that is a tennis player. And that's where her agent, Max Heisenberg, certainly has to play his part. But the question is, well, what's going to happen after Serena? What's going to happen after Nadal? What's going to happen after Federer? But you know what? When great champions move aside, it gives the opportunity for other stars to be born. And we're very fortunate that we have that with Fernandez and Emma. And I thought the quality of the tennis last night was nothing short of remarkable. I thought both women absolutely played their heart out. Fernandez's time will come again. I think we saw how good, talented she is, and also how smart she is, because I thought she spoke brilliantly. And yes, she's disappointed, but she will learn from that experience. And I believe, in years to come, we'll probably see her lifting the US Open title. And that's what you need. You need role models, and there will be young girls around the country right now getting ready to play tournaments, and most of them tonight will be disappointed because they've lost. I always say this, every tournament you go to, only one person ever walks away happy. You're always a loser at some stage, but losing is part of the experience. And when they see what happens to Emma these 2 weeks, but also what happened to her at Wimbledon in that last 16 match, when it got too much for her. And I think that's really sort of the message for me would be of how strong she was. But there is always a vulnerable side to everyone, and it's about being able to harness it, and then when your moment is there, when you can grab it by the scruff of the neck, you've got everything in place to be able to take that chance. And hasn't she been able to do that? The strength of depth is the best it's ever been in the women's game, and Emma touched on that last night. And this is not, it's not about, well, Serena wasn't there, or it's not about, well, so-and-so wasn't also there in the latter stages. It gives the opportunity to other players to come to the fore. But I will say, for me, tennis needs rivalries. Tennis needs stories. Tennis needs for people to identify. And we've been very spoiled in the men's game. We've had that. And anyone watched last night will Fernandez and Raducanu go, that was good. So when they next meet, there'll be a subplot to when they next play. And that might be in Indian Wells in a couple of weeks. It might be in the Australian Open in January in the quarterfinals. And that's where it builds momentum and builds a head of steam. And I think for the game, women's game, then that's what they really need to try and push. And Osaka, hopefully she'll be back. Andreescu, hopefully she will be back playing the sort of the tennis, the good level. And don't rule out some of the others that they've also mentioned.